Hello everyone, I'm doing YouTube Pagan Challenge for week 49. I'm going to put the question down in the box below like normal. This week's question is, how do you avoid stagnation or spiritual slumps? I have made this video before and I literally was on like a 25-minute babble. So I'm going to try and stay on point. I kind of touched on this subject in week 47, which was the spiritual doubt and hesitation. Kind of touched on it there, but I'm going to go further with it for this week. Sorry, I have to remember not to put my I keep laying on my elbow and it's killing me. It's just sore. Anyway, so the stagnation or spiritual slumps. I experienced this when I was newer. And I think that's a lot of it's put on by you, your expectations of yourself. If you feel like you're letting yourself down, or I mean, for me, that's what it was, because I felt like I was playing catch up and trying to learn. I wanted to learn as much as I could, and in the smallest amount of time, and I think I overwhelmed myself, and I got to the point where I was like. I was burnt out. It was kind of like more like burnout, where I was like, ugh, you know what I mean, whatever. But now I've come to decide that, especially since I'm solitary, I'm on no guideline. I have the rest of my time on this plane to learn what I want to learn, and I'm under no scrutiny. You know what I mean? I mean, other people might have scrutiny on me, or because I don't know a certain amount about some subject, but it's all subjective anyway. You know what I mean? That's what's important to them, or even to reverse that, it's what's important to me. And I try, and knowing that I might procrastinate a little bit, I do try and stay focused on like things that I'm interested in. Like I download books all the time, and I get books based on fellow YouTubers, and when they give, oh, this is a great book, or I released a book, usually if I see that, I'll get it. The problem is, I need to make myself read them, because I get these stacks of books. I've got a bunch on my Kindle now, and I've got ones like hardcovers, or all different kinds, and I haven't even opened them. I might have read the first part, you know what I mean, the first few pages, and then I was like, okay, I'll get back to this, and then I forget, and I kind of put it off, and then yeah. But the slump for me was when it was kind of like I said, it was kind of like burnout. It was me doing too much. I touched on this another part where I had all this stuff. I bought all this stuff, even though they told me not to buy all this stuff. It was during a point where I had finally ditched my old job. I got back onto a job where I was actually making money. I took a couple years where I took a lower managerial job, and I wasn't paid that much, but I didn't really have to do that much. I just had to make sure people were on time and run the shift. You know, I was more like a shift manager at a restaurant for a hotel. And by the way, it sucked, but I think it caused me more stress than being the head honcho that I was used to being. And this has been 10 years ago, if not, probably 15. And so during that time, see, I got diverted. So when I was newer to the path, or to the path that I'm researching at the time, I bought all this stuff, you know what I mean? I mean, I always had a little bit of knick-knack stuff, but it was never anything major, and now I have so much crap, and it's not crap, I shouldn't say crap, but it means a lot to me, otherwise I'd get rid of it, right? But I bought all this stuff, and then I was like, okay, now what? I mean, it's like I bought all these crystals because I was told to by a book, or by a YouTuber, or by someone, and then I was like, why? Yes, I understand what it means, but I didn't really have a connection to it. I didn't have a connection to my athame. I didn't have a connection to my wand. I just did it because I was expected to. And because that was the path I was researching, right? And so I had to kind of take back and I went through this period where I was just like, it's all boring. I used to be huge at watching YouTuber videos, and then they used to be so, to me, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but a couple of years ago there were so many videos that were new, and to me the subject matter was new, and then now it's to a point where it's all kind of regurgitated, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, everyone's on a different level of where they are in their path, right? And so people are sharing stuff, but it's seems to be the same recurring theme. It's all the basic stuff, or to me, what's basic, the stuff I learned immediately, and instead of like a deeper thing, and a deeper, not knowledge, because I mean, how much can you talk about certain things, you know what I mean, but a deeper understanding is kind of overlooked. It's all kind of superficial stuff that I see, and so I went through a slump where I was like, I don't even want to watch YouTube, and now I'm back on that kick. I watch people's videos. I watch a lot of stuff into different subjects too, because I have figured out that my path is not limited to only the craft. That's why I share things about my gaming stuff, my tattoo, my whatever, because everything to me is my path. So my everyday life is my path. Now work is another story. I mean, that's just something I have to do if I want to eat and have a place to live. But other than that, it's my everyday, how I conduct myself every day is part of my path. So like I said, I keep getting diverted, but I had all this stuff, and then I was like, I don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean much anything to me except for I was supposed to have it. You know what I mean? So I had to take a step back, and I had to really take it slower and experience stuff and connect with, I'm just going to throw some things like my stones, connect with my candle magic, connect with my spellcraft, connect with what my concept of deity was, how I feel about the teachings of other people. Do they resonate with me, or do I think they're regurgitated crap, or do I think, you know what I mean? I had to go through that. And I think that for some people, like me, it was a time that it was like make it or break it, you know what I mean? And I think because it was so overwhelming, and I was in such a slump, that it was kind of like, is this even for me? You know what I mean? Do I fit in here? I just felt like I didn't fit in. And I've said this before, even when I would go to Pagan Pride, which is usually more like a pagan festival, when I go to those, sometimes I'm like, I don't see eye to eye with very much here. I mean, I like certain things, but some things I'm just like, it doesn't resonate with me, and I'm glad that it resonates with other people, but it's more of like going to, what's it called? Renaissance Festival, like more of an RP, role-playing thing for some people, and then other things is very serious, and to me my path is kind of serious. I take it lightly, don't get me wrong, I'm not like super serious and blah blah blah, but my back. I'm having back issues. I think it's because I've been sitting in this chair for way too long. I just think that I'm on a different level. Not better than anyone or anything like that. I'm just on a different plane as far as what I find to be important. And I need to not, because I don't see eye to eye or have the same experiences as some other people that are talking about it, that doesn't make me wrong. It doesn't make me bad. It doesn't make, you know what I mean, me behind. It doesn't make me in front of, whatever. I'm on a different level. And so I just try to, think what's important for me. What's important to me? Don't listen to authors. Don't listen to YouTubers. Don't listen to them. They're good for advice on subjects, but you have to remember to take it with a grain of salt, because they're not going to be on your same wavelength. It's rare that you're going to be on the exact same wavelength as everybody else. It's awesome if you can find someone that you are and that you think of things the exact same way. But I think that would be really rare, and not to get discouraged by that. It doesn't mean they're better. It doesn't mean you're better. It doesn't mean, the opposite. You're either both behind or whatever. It's just the way life is. And take into what it means most to you. Focus on that. Focus on what you want to learn. Focus on how you feel, how your practice evolves. Some things are taken because people like ways to do stuff are taken because people have gotten positive results by doing it that way, so they share. I think when we have to watch when we share what worked for us is different than teaching it as the like dogma as the only way. This is the true way to do it. If you don't do it this way, you're not doing it right. And I just don't think that. Honestly, the more I dive into my own path, is that there is no right or wrong way. You know what I mean? Now there is technically like certain things that happen, you know what I mean? Certain things in the universe, certain things on our planet, certain things in our environment that affect that. And the energy that it creates is there. But it's not necessarily this, what other people might teach you. This is why you want to do it on this day, and this is because the energy is the maximum. You know what I mean? Yes, the energy is there, and this convergence of whatever is happening, but that doesn't mean that you're going to get the same effect from it, or feel the same about it, or whatever. And just know that that's okay. That's really okay. Because like I said, all of it's really subjective. Everything but eating, sleeping, using the restroom is subjective to me. So it just depends on your experience. And what you know in your heart to be right, I guess. Now, what I know in my heart to be right about certain things might not be what other people see as right and wrong, but the golden rules for me are, if it's not right for me, then I don't do it. I don't have the right to tell other people not to. You know what I mean? As long as it's consensual, there's no harm, it's, by people that are sound mind and, you know what I mean, and of age, and we have deemed them okay. As a society, we kind of set a rule on how old you have to be to make your own decisions. And if it's consent, like that kind of thing, then I'd say go for it. You know what I mean? I'm getting off on other subjects here, but kind of all of it relates to the slump or the stagnation. It's because I was overwhelmed, and then I just was like, just be more laid back. It's not that important. It is important, but it's, you know what I mean? It's important to me. I don't have to do anything to be better in somebody else's eyes. You know what I mean? It'd be different if I was like a leader, if I was leading a group, or I was a spokesperson for the Pagan community or something like that. Then I would have to be knowledgeable in a certain amount of things. You know what I mean? I feel like I wouldn't necessarily need to be really diverse on my way of thinking, or surround me with diverse people. That way I could come to that. Anyway, I'm rambling, and so I hope that you got something from this. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, remember to hit me up in the comments down below, or on social media, which the links are on my channel. I will talk to you soon. Blessed be.